Hey everyone. Today is January 4th and the holidays are officially over. And so, yeah. The last couple of days I have just really felt like shit. Sorry that I keep looking down. I'm watching myself on the screen. So yeah, New Year's Eve, my friends had this huge party. At one time, I estimate that there was probably at least 120 people there. They had two live DJs. One of the performers who was there had just dropped a CD. His name's David Oliver, I believe. And they were just amazing performers. I mean, it was like something that you would go and pay money to go see, but they were performing in my friend's garage. So, I mean, it was just amazing how awesome that was put together. And I was kind of on sentry mode that night, just kind of watching everyone, seeing who was doing what and all that other stuff. So I had a really good time, but I didn't really get as caught up in the drinking and everything as like everyone else did. So that was okay. And then on, what was it, the 3rd, I believe it was. Yeah. No, it was a day or so ago. I can't remember which now, but anyways, I get a text message from my friend. She's all, "Hey, come over. There's a group of us. We're just gonna hang out." So I was like, "Okay, cool, not a problem, whatever." All I was doing at the time was laying in bed, anyways, and just kind of feeling low. And so I went over there, and I really hadn't eaten all day, and I got shit-faced. I haven't been that drunk in forever, and I was having a good time and everything, and I really did not plan on drinking and like pounding as much as I did, but well, I ended up doing so. And so yeah, trying to get home, even though it's only like half a mile from where I live, that was quite interesting. We called a cab, and it took them 45 minutes to drive 7 miles to come and pick me up. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? 45 minutes to drive 7 miles. No. I was standing outside on the side of the road, like waiting for the cab to show up, just barely holding myself together because I was mentally focused, but I was clearly drunk. So I knew what was going on around me. I had the drunk body wobbles is the best way I can describe it. And so I ended up walking home drunk. Don't remember much of the walk except for that it was really cold, and I kept hoping and praying that I didn't fall into, just fall. And the other thing was that I was hoping and praying that I wouldn't get hit by a car because, as I've mentioned before, I live on the only road in or out of town, so it's a freeway basically. And thankfully there wasn't anyone really out on the road that night. I think the whole time that I was walking, I only saw 4 cars. But really upset me about the taxi cab was the fact that I was only 500 feet from my driveway when the cab stopped and asked if I was the one that called. I'm like, yeah, I called you guys 45 freaking minutes ago. I said, there's no place in town that takes 45 minutes to get from where you were to where I was. There's no place. Even with traffic, it doesn't take 45 minutes to get to the furthest point of town. And so I was a little upset, but you know what? It saved my friends $10. So I ended up giving it back to them yesterday. when I was able to get out and go around and about. So yeah, the holidays. This holiday season has been really amazing for me. I feel very blessed, and I've been feeling really happy. For the first time since I've been on my own, I decorated. As you can see in the background, there's some Christmas lights, and my tree is still up right now. Probably gonna take that down sometime this week, or maybe even over the weekend. The lights I might keep up because I really like the ambiance that it gives the living room, and they're just bright enough that I don't have to have any lights on in the living room. That really bright light that you see back over here, that's over a terrarium, and I have a bunch of stick bugs living in there. If you don't know what a stick bug is, it's kind of like a praying mantis. But yeah, Google search them. So anyways, yeah. Today though, I'm just feeling like shit. I feel extremely depressed. I feel unmotivated. I feel kind of sick. And today is the day that I'm supposed to take my weekly injection of Tanzium. And I don't know if I covered this in the last video, but I just started Tanzium. And the first week that I did it, it was fine. Everything worked out perfectly. Second week that I did the Tanzium injections, it shut my digestive system off. And in previous videos, you may have heard me talk about me doing Victoza and how it did the same thing. So, I took my second injection. It shut my system off, and I was really sick in the middle of the night. And every time I turned around, I was like just burping up this horrible, like, rotting food, fermented milk, whatever, gas. And it's not like a good, like, burp. It's bleh, bleh, bleh. And oh my god, it was horrible. So I finally forced myself to throw up, in 45 minutes of me standing over the toilet at 2 o'clock in the morning. So from 2 to 2:45, I was puking my toenails up, and I pretty much think I puked up everything I ate in childhood. So yeah, I'm really kind of hesitant about taking this week's injection, just because I really don't know if I want to go through the whole being sick thing again. And my doctor said that we could add an anti-nausea medicine to it, and something else to like kickstart my metabolism again. So I don't know if I want to wait until Friday when I have a doctor's appointment with him, or if I want to go ahead and take it now and then add that stuff in later. I'm actually thinking that I may just wait until Friday and get that new prescription, and then start it back up next Monday, and then just do everything in one huge dose, like give myself the Tanzium shot, and then give myself the anti-nausea medication and the metabolizer, and see how that works. The one thing that I'm really loving about the Tanzium, outside of the fact that I don't feel hungry all the time like I normally do, is that it's helping to maintain my blood sugars. And I think over the last 2 or 3 weeks, my blood sugars have only been maybe 350. And if you remember from previous videos, my sugars are usually 350 to 675, somewhere in there. And I know a lot of people are like thinking, well, you should be in the hospital. Well, if you remember back to the very beginning of all the videos, when I went to the hospital with DKA, my blood sugar was over 1300. I think the final count was like 1527 or some shit like that. Anyways, so my body's used to being high. It's not used to being low. And I've gotten myself situated now through a lot of hard work and dedication, to where my blood sugars if they're above 220, I start feeling high, and if they're below 100, like I would say 90 to 100, if they're below that range, then I start to feel the lows. So that's one huge progressive step for me. I would still really love to be able to get a continuous glucose monitor like the Dexcom G4 or some other kind of device like that, but Social Security is being a total douche about it and will not pick up the payments on it, which is freaking ridiculous that they won't. But if I was still on state medical, I could get one. I'm like, what the hell? Sometimes I wish I never accepted the Social Security medical and just stayed on state medical. But, you know, what do you do? The other thing that I've been doing to also ensure that I get my insulin is I've been just keeping it right here next to my computer. Same thing with my glucose meter. And the glucose meter I have is kind of old, but I still love it. It's the Contour USB, and it's got the little USB plug right there. It also doubles as a 500 megabyte thumb drive, which I'm like, what the frick do you do with 500 megabytes anymore? You know, but you know, it's cool. I may see about upgrading to a newer monitor this year. I just gotta kind of look around and see what's available out there, and then also see if it's compatible with Glooko. That's GLOOKO. And a couple of years ago, I did a video about Glooko and how they're a pretty amazing company and everything. So just to do like a quick re-up on that, Glooko is a program for your smartphone. It first started off with iPhone, and now it's used on iPhone and Android. And basically what you do is you plug your meter into it using a specialized cable, which I have right here. So yeah, you get like one of these cables, and it just plugs into the bottom of your phone. If you have an iPhone, there's a different type of a cable that you use. But anyways, you just plug it in, it automatically reads all the information and updates your record books, and then you can print it out from there or email it to your doctor or any number of different things. So back in the early part of 2010, I was really good with doing monitoring. Like, I had a stack of papers in a folder, and every day I did my pedometer log, I did my glucose log, I did a food diary, and I did an exercise diary and all this other stuff, and I was really enjoying that. And I once I got into that habit, it was like, okay, you know what, I did this last week, I gotta try to do that, or do this week. And then what I was also doing is, so let's say I only did 4 miles in walking one week, and then the following week I only did 3 miles. Well, then I would change it up to do 3.5. So then that way I was still getting the exercise that I needed and wanted, but I wasn't self-defeating myself by saying, oh, well, I'm going to be Moses and I'm going to walk 40 miles across the desert or whatever else, you know. That I was keeping it simple and realistic, and it was an accumulative weekly score. It wasn't a daily score. So that's one of the things I really want to get back into. That's the whole reason I started up HelloCupcakeIt'sMe.com, was to be held accountable to somebody other than myself. And that's why a lot of the original post was all about my diabetes, was about my weight loss and everything else like that. And I know that it's kind of progressed past that. Like, I've done some product reviews, I've done some advertising stuff on there, I've done a couple of giveaways or whatever else. So it's kind of like taken on a whole life of its own, and really kind of got away from the original mission. And that's okay, because I never really wanted it to stay stagnant. I wanted it to develop and move on from there. And I originally wanted it to become an informational hub that would go global, and people would go to the website and look for resources in their area and stuff. I think that was a little too bit of an ambitious move on my part, and so that's just something that kind of fizzled away. I still have all the information there, and I make sure that it's updated for the information that I do have, but I think that I really need to make a huge change to the platform and everything else, and just maybe better structure it. I'm really not sure. Oh, and I also realized that you can't really see everything that my shirt says, so it says, "I'm hard to kidnap." And the beanie choice was completely random. It was just happened to be on the floor in my pile of stuff that I have knitted over the winter months, and this is one of them. And little feather. People always do say that I'm bird-brained. Anyways, bad joke, but so yeah, but today I'm just feeling like shit. I don't know what is going on with me. I don't know if it's sad, or if it's just my depression, if it's a lack of B12 because we really haven't had much sun. I don't know. But that's one of the things that I'm going to look into and talk to my doctor about, is giving me B12 shots, just so that I have more energy and start feeling better about myself. I have been taking B12 liquid drops, and I don't know if they've really been helping or not, but you know, I've been taking them, and I got them through doing product reviews. And as some of you may or may not know, I also started doing product reviews, and so I have a whole nother blog and YouTube channel and all that other stuff dedicated to just that. So whenever I see supplements and stuff that I think might help me or that I wouldn't mind taking, I always sign up for it. So these B12 drops, I've been taking them now for about 2 weeks, and I do feel a little bit better, but it's not like the instantaneous, how everyone who says that when they get the injections, how they feel kind of the first day, and then the second day they're just like, woo, let's go. So I don't know. I'm gonna look into at least seeing if my doctor will prescribe me to do weekly B12 injections. My sister used to do B12 injections when we lived in California, and it actually helped her to lose a lot of weight. And right now, that's one of my biggest issues, is the fact that I've put on so much weight over the last couple of months. I've gone from being like 430 up to 465. So yeah, I hate even spouting out those numbers, but yeah, my doctors have talked to me several times about wanting me to do weight loss surgery and stuff like that, and I said, you know what, I will go under the knife right this second if you promise to do the follow-up surgeries and remove the excess baggy skin, because it's not going to do me a damn bit of good to lose all the weight and then still have the sagging skin. You know, my depression, my bipolar, whatever you want to call it, that's not going to allow me to be like that. And so, you know, why should I go from being a fat monster to looking like a deflated balloon? So that's kind of where my thoughts are, and none of them have been able to make that promise or that guarantee. And even if I did undergo the weight loss surgery, be it gastric bypass or a sling or any number of different methods that they have available now, I'm never going to be a small person. I'm built large. I have a large frame. That's part of my heritage. I'm Viking, Norse, I'm like European white and Native American, not small people. So yeah, but I have started noticing that I'm putting on weight more. Like, I've looked at pictures from a couple of years ago, and I can see that my face is round and fuller, where before I had very like structured jaw lines and everything else. So I don't know. Right now I'm just trying to get this situated. Once I get my head clear and figure out what's going on and why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling and so on and so forth, then I can work on everything else. But I'm just trying to do little bit by little bit, and I need to get back into journaling, and I need to get back into the blogging, and I'm really sorry about all the like gaps and the delays in me blogging on Hello Cupcake and doing the video updates and all that other stuff. It's really not intentional. I'm sorry though. It's one of those things that I need to work on. On one of my other blogs, I haven't updated since I didn't update it since like maybe November 14th or 24th. I can't even remember. And I just did 2 updates over there within the last couple of days. And so I'm just trying to get everything caught back up. I love writing. I love doing the product reviews, and I love just the interactions that I have with you, the viewer. And I really do appreciate all your constructive criticisms and your questions, comments, concerns, and all that other stuff. That's why I always ask at the end of every video, if you have some, you know, pose them to me. I still get a lot of trolls and a lot of hate mail and stuff like that, and you know, it's just like, why do you guys even freaking bother? Really, I mean, I'm directing this to you right now. If you are feeling like posting negative stuff or trolling me or whatever else, why bother? Take that energy and focus it somewhere else, because really, I don't give a good goddamn what you have to say to me in the negative, okay? You don't like the video that I posted about my AA experience, even though it wasn't my AA experience. I wasn't going there to recover from anything. I was there as a support. And if you listen to what I wrote about, or if you listen to the video and you go onto the blog and you read how I wrote it out, I never once gave away anyone's name. I never gave away any of their information. I just said what was being talked about and what my experience was like and how I felt. I get so much hate mail on that, it's not even funny. But you know what? It's like, whatever. Thank you for boosting my ratings. That's all it really does. Every time somebody comments and leaves me a negative thing, good, bad, or negative, it boosts my ratings. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go, because, well, we're 23 minutes into this video and I just feel like I'm rambling, but I felt like I needed to get stuff off my chest, and I do feel a little bit better since having done this video. I was just feeling really blah and emotionally drained, and like the only thing I really wanted to do was crawl back into bed, and I don't want to do that. I know it's going to happen because I feel myself getting tired, but I'm going to try to do a few more things here in the house. One of the things I'm going to try to do before I do lay down is I'm going to do some vacuuming and maybe throw some trash out. And if I still am energetic after that, then I might do a little bit more, but right now that's all I really have planned. So now that the holidays are over, maybe things can get back to normal, and I hope that you all are doing well, that you had a blessed holiday season. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please shoot me an email, hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com, or leave them in the comments below. And I will talk to you later. Make sure to also check out the blog, hellocupcakeitsme.com. Bye.